Like, it's kind of interesting because...
After we cross the Great Bridge of Murden, we'll be in my father's territory. We actually crossed it 5 years ago for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Remember?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I destroyed your face back there.
Oh, this is terrifying. What am I gonna do? I gotta get a grip. Oh, no. You should pray we don't run into him at all. The front lines cover a long stretch of land, you know?
Yeah, we might actually end up fighting his father sooner or later. Vance Black Magic Tournament. Well, I can probably do that now and utterly obliterate it with a net if I wanted to, but... Let's see, who... You're too slow and frail. You just killed Ferdinand, so no. Actually, let's try Mercedes. Oh wow, my magic is not doing much damage to you at all. Yes, because I'm lacking reason there. Blizzard was pretty cool. I mean, I've probably seen it before, but still.
Be at peace. A tragic end.
Oh, that's interesting. That must be the female generic warlord outfit. It looks like some kind of very weird, obscure Harry Potter character.
I had to protect my friends.
Well, not really. Yeah, these battle quotes don't really make sense here, but Dimitri's are probably even worse.
I had to protect my friends.
Well, this money will definitely help protect our friends. Magic staff. And no professor level. Yeah, I guess the one thing that I wonder about Dimitri is that... Obviously, like, the fact that... And this is kind of a thing about certain things being, like, inevitably spoilers. So the fact that people have said Dimitri even has paired endings...
I can finally kill her. Finally. I can avenge them.
You have my sincerest gratitude. Circumstances and my wounds have prevented me from being by His Highness's side these 5 years. I am grateful that you have found him for me. I am once again in your debt.
But as I was saying, the fact that he even has paired endings would probably imply that he survives to the end of the story and doesn't go entirely insane. I feel like that's a bit of a backhanded compliment. Yeah, they're unforgettable, alright, but probably for all the wrong reasons.
I have a thought. Word just reached me that the Empire has stationed soldiers in Fort Mercius. If they decide to dig in their heels and defend the fort, we'll be in a difficult situation. I hear it's an impregnable keep, surrounded by high ramparts. Taking it would not be easy.
So, we've got a siege chapter, I guess.
Edelgard's presence suggests that Hubert is around too. He is minister of the Imperial household, after all.
Are you an Alliance soldier? You have yellow on you.
He's been around Edelgard since they were children. I suppose he must be pretty happy with his current position.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of interesting... Why is this guy just standing out there just being... Help me? A lot of interesting stuff around Hubert and Edelgard's relationship that's gone into in support. I don't think he's in love with her. I don't think it really is that kind of emotion.
Hey, I could use a hand.
Oh. Well, we must help the Great Warrior. Generic Grappler. That doesn't quite have that much of a ring to it, but yeah. The Great Warrior, Generic Grappler, needs some drugs to calm him down. I'm so sorry, I can't not see it that way.
Well, what of this?
Oh, you can't go up there.
When undertaking research, the usual method is to form a hypothesis then tested with experiments. Those experiments reveal facts and falsehoods. Yet sometimes they also unveil an exception. You seem to be that exception when it comes to my crest research.
Sorry about that.
Worry not, Professor. Exceptions are what make my work interesting. Why don't the rules apply to you? I will find out eventually. I feel it is my destiny as a crest scholar.
Yeah, it's probably because he's like half Sothis, half Nemesis right now. Hey, it's Hilda.
I heard the next battle might take us to Gronder Field. Is that right?
Reminds me of the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. But of course, that was a very different time.
I put in some work.
Yeah, you smashed Ignatz right in the face back then, and also Claude.
When it was over, all three class heads complimented each other on their bravery. And then we had a party. But we can never go back to that, can we?
I suppose for old time's sake. So, the thing about that, like, all three houses complimenting each other on their bravery?
I seem to lack the skills required to grieve for the dead. If someone has passed, even someone dear to me, I could stand about and wail or get on with my life. While I'm at it, that whole idea that we must speak well of the dead, I don't understand that either. If I didn't like them when they were alive, then why pretend to do so when they are no longer here?
You know, I honestly agree with him. But yeah, what I was saying, I have played that battle on my other file, and looking at Edelgard's battle dialogue with Dimitri, knowing that she fully planned to invade the kingdom even back then, wow, it's eye-opening. Just, like, all the things that she says to Dimitri, like, especially saying that, like, if you can't stomach facing me in battle like now, you know, then maybe you're not, like, not cut out for this. Like, something along that line. Like, she was taunting him. She was actually taunting him. She was disguising thinly veiled death threats as friendly banter the whole time. It was... oh, it's amazing going back and looking at all that foreshadowing.
So, we're finally moving into enemy territory. We can expect the war to get even more intense from here on out. I'm really feeling the tension now. I have almost no experience with battles of this scale, Professor. I'll be grateful for your leadership on the battlefield. I know I can trust you.
Is that a Net's voice actress? It sounds like a Net's voice actress.
Hey, you.
As powerful as our knights are, we're outnumbered by a long shot. This won't be easy. It's crazy to attempt this. I guess I'm crazy to go along with it.
But then again, nobody's as crazy as Dimitri right now.
What about... say we do manage to take down Edelgard here. What do you think His Highness will do next? As long as there's a plan, I won't complain. I just, you know, want to know there is a plan. Yeah, I suppose that's the most likely plan, since we're traveling with the church and everything. I suppose we should focus on the battle right in front of us, instead of what happens later.
I'm starting to wonder whether what happened in Path of Radiance is going to happen here. We actually do end up taking the Imperial capital before our homeland, but Edelgard moves to Ferdiad, and we end up having the final battle with her there.
The Great Bridge of Murden was considerably better fortified than it was 5 years ago. The bridge was full of soldiers, and they all died. And Ferdy was there. We killed Ferdy, Professor. He used to be our friend. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, she actually has dialogue for that. I'm really... oh, it would be smooth whiplash, wouldn't it? But I'm really tempted to invite her to tea.
The Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Has it truly been 5 years since then? Can you recall whether it was before or after I joined your class, Professor?
It was after.
I'm glad you have not forgotten.
Because you appeared in those cutscenes.
It was shortly after I joined your class. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Because they had to change the name of the battle to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion and Deer, and also unaffiliated because Flayn. Okay, so weird thing, I did actually look up Serenade's Forest to find out what seeds give Verona. And they are Southern Fodlan seeds, which I don't think I have. Okay. Nord Salat seeds, which I don't have. Vegetable seeds, which I do have, thankfully. Oh, and Eastern Fodlan seeds, which I'm pretty sure I do have. And Pale Blue Flower seeds, which I don't have. Oh, I'm only... Okay, I can add more vegetable seeds. Okay, good. Of course, I'm going to go to all that effort, and I'm just going to find a Verona randomly in the marketplace, aren't I? Well, there's the drugs that we needed.
No. I hardly believe we're crossing the borders of the Empire to battle their army. I never thought I'd see the day. You'd never guess from the calm looks on everyone's faces, though. I mean, we're probably all gonna die. Let's be honest.
You know what? To that, I say what you said to me earlier. No.
His Highness, Lord Rodrigue, you? There's really something wrong with a lot of you, I swear.
Maybe you're the Imperial spy who sold us out earlier.
Professor, reconnaissance is becoming more of a risk the deeper we move into enemy territory. If I don't come back, assume I'm dead. I'm glad you think so highly of me, but we have to be realistic. Don't waste your energy worrying about me.
It'd be kind of annoying from a gameplay standpoint if you, like, played a little bit later. And then it said, like, Shamir is dead. She died during reconnaissance off-screen.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I hear we're sending troops to Gronder Field next. Is that what's what? That whole area is in the territory of House Burgley.
Oh, no.
It's famous as the main granary of Fodlan. If we could capture it, we probably wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Bread for all.
And then the Empire will starve. Dark Merch.
Hello.
Hello there! I'm definitely not evil. I have no association at all with those who slid in the dark. No association. Ogma Wolverine? I know Wolverine's an actual thing, but yeah. It just makes me think we're eating a superhero now. Monarch Studies, Book of Crest Designs. Buying arcane crystals is probably useful. I just want to buy one thing just to hear what he says.
Will this one do? Will this one do? It's all yours.
It's all yours, along with this dark spell in your face.
Yeah. You know, war really is terrible. People die, food becomes scarce, weapons and rations start selling like hotcakes, nobles start begging for loans. Oh, I didn't mean for that to sound so cold, really. Anyway, where are we off to this time? I hope it's the Alliance.
So I can kill them all. I have a lot of debts there, and I can erase that all now. If I kill them, yes, I'll kill them all. Ha 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 ha!
Each time we press forward, our search for Rhea broadens to a wider area. I certainly hope we will find at least some clue. But I do suspect I already know where she is.
Have you tried looking for giant scorch marks in the ground?
If I'm right, and she is in the Imperial capital, then we cannot save her until we topple the Empire.
Why does everyone think she's in the Imperial capital? Why would she be, like, captured or something? That makes no sense. She's a giant dragon. Unless, like, they magicked her into human form or something and took her hostage. Or, you know, she's there and, actually fighting.
I hear the next battle could be a big one. Is that true? I miss the old days when if someone got hurt, we'd rush them to the infirmary and make them well. But on the battlefield, there's not enough time to help. People die. Professor, don't be one of those.
Don't worry, the Professor will not be one of those who are killed. Who die when they are killed.
The thought of fighting people who were once our friends, it makes my heart heavy. If it was gonna come to this, maybe I should have avoided making friends with people from the Empire and the Alliance to begin with. I just don't know, Professor. I'm having a hard time with it.
It did often seem strange to me at the academy that we were studying with all these people from all over the world. But I feel like I've finally started to understand the real reason behind it. The more you get to know people from other places, the harder you'll try to avoid fighting wars with them.
That's a good point. It's pretty dramatic, but it's a good point.
So, we're finally going to set foot in the Empire. I'm starting to get a little
You're
nervous.
originally from there, are you?
We already fought Ferdinand at the Great Bridge of Murden, but I guess there's a good chance we'll be fighting more old friends from here on out.
If we defeat the Imperial army at Gronder Field, what will our next objective be? I guess we won't have much choice but to try to take Fort Mercius, on the far side of Gronder Field. It's probably too soon for us to be thinking about that, isn't it? The battle just ahead of us is far from certain.
Yes, we could all be dead very, very soon. But let's stay positive.
Thank you for bringing me here. I've been given permission to take part in this next mission, too. I'll finally be able to avenge my brother. I swear. I'll take down that monster.
Well, we know what she's gonna end up to, unless, like, you know, it would be an interesting twist if you're like, oh, you know, obviously she's gonna get revenge on Dimitri, blah, blah, blah. And like, it would be kind of a cool twist if it actually turned out that she legitimately blames Edelgard for the death and not Dimitri, and she actually is legitimately on our side. That'd be kind of interesting.
Catherine will surely be able to convince Count Karen. All that remains is to wait for a response from the Alliance side. For now, there are preparations to be made for the coming battle.
Yet another grand battle awaits. Many will lose their lives. Yes, let's. We must both make it home in one piece, even considering those we are up against. Friends from a time now past. I won't hold back.
Okay then, like, I'm wondering if this really is a three-way battle, then are we gonna have to, like, somehow, like, stop the Alliance people from charging into the Empire people and dying?
Let's see. I've got to keep this place clean, and I mean properly clean, every day. Dust it, sweep it, everything. You never can tell when Lady Rhea might be back.
Just realized there's like a giant crest of Seros on the floor. It'd be funny if it's like, she already is, and then she's standing right behind you. And by funny, I mean terrifying.
Oh, it's you, Professor. Sorry, I was a little lost in thought there. About all that has happened and all that is to come. I'm sure the battles ahead will not be easy. But please, take good care of His Highness.
Okay, so that's everyone spoken to. So now all I have left to do is turn in this quest and eat a lot at the dining hall.
Thanks. I'm glad I asked you.
Legends of Chivalry. Pardon? Oh, actually I should probably say first, because she might say no. I was saying, you know, this could be a bit heartless, but then again, I did invite Ash to tea right after Leonardo died. Kingdom and Alliance, but I feel like she'd like rose petals.
Isn't it nice taking a moment to relax? Why, thank you so much.
Of course, the way she acts during this tea time is not going to be at all relevant to her current mood, but
How warm.
basically, yeah. Headcanon is they're both just talking and crying about Ferdinand instead of what's actually going to be going on here.
Oh, really?
Nope! Nope! Bad idea. Very, very bad idea.
More nobles than you'd expect make a pilgrimage to Garreg Mach to pray.
Is there gonna be disagree? Because that'd be funny. No, they don't make a pilgrimage here to pray. Sip tea, command laugh. Oh! She doesn't like nobles. I thought she'd like you laughing at that.
That was a lovely cup of tea. Thank Thank you, Professor. Please call me again.
So yeah, again, in my headcanon, that's not how that tea time went at all. Oh, there is someone I haven't talked to.
Say, I once saw the prince patting the head of an orphan from the monastery. Does this mean even that cruel man has some empathy in his heart? Was it just a random whim? Maybe my eyes just tricked me.
Maybe the old Dimitri is slowly peeking through. And yeah, with that, I think that's pretty much all we can do here. So, next time we'll be teaching, and I think I'm going to actually take on both of the rare monster skirmishes this month because I need money. I really, really need money, and I'm really running out of food too. They really do show how, you know, in wartime resources get limited. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Wait. Before that, I actually have Hilda and Caspar Part 1 of B. Almost forgot to do that one.
There they go, starting another fight. I'm just gonna march over and... Wait, no. I have to restrain myself.
I can't do it! Harry! You! Stop right there!
So, if it wasn't obvious, Ben Diskin is an amazing voice actor.
Poor Caspar. He can't stop himself. He does look quite heroic, though, and seems to be having a good time.
Ha! That takes care of that. Oh no. Were you watching just now?
Who? Me? Watching what?
The fight that just happened. The fight that I definitely didn't start. I've been trying to restrain myself like you said, and I've been so good about it too. But they pulled me in. I tried to keep back, but...
So, Caspar's kind of addicted to fighting in a way.
Okay, you got me. I can't restrain myself. I just don't have it in me. But the bad guys were dealt with, so it turned out fine, right?
Yes, completely fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to complain?
Really? You're not gonna tell me how disappointed you are and that I need to be better? I figured you'd be mad, but you're actually smiling.
No use in getting mad. In fact, I found the whole spectacle very entertaining. You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I was. I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself and I gotta get out there. Wait a minute. So you were watching? Why didn't you try and stop me?
Me? Stop you? As if I would never voluntarily go to so much trouble. Besides, you were fighting with so much passion. Couldn't help but feel smitten.
Smitten? Wow. You must really love a good fight. I gotta admit, that one was pretty good. I guess I love fighting too.
Okay, I guess I can see why some people ship those two, but yeah, I'm still definitely Hilda and Byleth. Oh! Okay. I forgot a support last time. Cyril and Mercedes B. Wow, it's been a long time since we did C. I wonder if this one is possible to get pre-time skip? We'll see.
Did Cyril fall asleep here again?
Yeah, it's been so long since we last saw this one.
There's nothing to cover him with. He'll catch cold if he's here too long.
And if I cover him with something, the quiver of arrows would poke holes in it.
Oh well, I guess I have no other options. I'll have to take care of this myself.
What's happening?
I'm keeping you warm so you don't catch cold. I'm sorry. Did I make you uncomfortable?
I was just surprised. Thanks, Mercy.
Oh, I'm happy to hear you call me that. You know, I seem to find you in here pretty often. Do you have a favorite book?
Nah, but it's always real quiet here, so it's where I like to sleep.
I see. You always seem so wrapped up in your work. That is, whenever you're not sleeping in the library. Do you have many friends here?
Well, I guess Hilda at this point.
No, not really.
Well, yep, he's already blown her off.
But don't you want some? Having friends is much more fun than spending all of your time alone.
I'm Princess Celestia now.
Nah, I don't want people treating me like an outsider. I'm better off alone.
An outsider? You? Who would possibly say?
Oh, so you don't think anyone thinks that? Should I tell you what happened to me before I came here?
Oh no, you really don't have to. I didn't mean to bring up such difficult memories. But you know, everyone here sees you as a friend. Even me. I see you as a good friend.
Percy, I'm sorry. I sure like everyone here too, but it feels like you're, I don't know. It sounds weird maybe, but I think you're something different than a friend.
Different? In what way? Do you not like me?
No, it's not that. I can't... You know how sometimes you can't explain things? This is that. If I had a sister, I think that might be how it feels being around you.
Oh, I thought it was gonna say mother.
Really? That's just as well. You remind me of my little brother.
I probably shouldn't tell him that my little brother is a masked murderer.
Oh, you got a brother?
I do, but I haven't seen him in so long. It's almost like he's not really my brother anymore.
Huh, I wonder if that dialogue is different, depending on if you've done that paralogue or not.
But you can count on me if you need anything at all. I'll do my best to help you out.
I can count on you for anything? Wow.
Okay, yeah, that one's alright. Admittedly, it starts very awkward, but then it gets better. But yeah, comparing him to her brother might not be the best idea in the world. I mean, Cyril is kind of a murder machine as a wyvern rider, but that's probably more because the class is broken. That's actually kind of silly. I can just imagine, like, Emil, like, Cyril going into the next battle with the Death Knight, and then... and then Mercy's like, oh, that's my brother. I compared him to you. And then Cyril's like, what? Oh, yeah, that'd be awkward. Anyway, have we not taught to do it all since he came back? I could be horribly wrong about that, but I guess we'll see.
I answered. No need for praise.
And it looks like his teaching dialogue's identical to before.
I have...
Professor, may I ask you a question?
Okay, huh. Well, Seteth's probably not going to let her leave anytime soon. I'm not sure how good she is at painting.
Splendid!
And that was pointless because my professor level's already maxed out, but still. I wonder what the earliest possible point to maximize professor level is. I'm sure wow, she looks angry. I'm sure speedrunners have already figured that out.
I'm confident in our chances.
Okay, let's get started.
Why are you riding a Pegasus, not a wyvern? Yeah, I'm,
Finally.
doing this because I've heard Hilda's amazing as a wyvern lord, so I probably should be doing an about face and focusing her on flying. I never trained her in flying at all, so yeah. I might make her a great knight for a little bit, but then we'll see. Also, yeah, I've got Sylvain on pure reason, just I want to increase his chances of passing Dark Knight.
I still need to improve. It's within my grasp.
It's all instinct now.
Okay. Although a lot of people learn blah. And now... Yep, no additional supports. Okay, so, like I said, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the rare enemy fights here because I think I need the money, but I don't think I'll show much of this.
Ignorance is deadly.
Okay, Floating Hanneman is kind of funny looking.
One step closer to victory.
I'll crush them all.
It kind of feels like a case of the Fates animations for sorcerers, where they worked on Owain and Ophelia, but they did not exactly... Yeah, Odin. I mean Odin. But they didn't exactly work on most other characters.
At your service.
Luck wasn't with you. I wield this power for His Highness.
Okay, so interestingly, Dedue still has the luck wasn't with you quote, but it's in a very different tone. That's cool.
A step forward.
Well, that's a pretty big step forward.
Victory is in sight.
Okay, so apparently these horses managed to scale the side of that building and go right into that beast. I think Seteth is my first A in authority. So that's cool.
This'll be helpful.
Not really. Not until you get to, like, at least a B. Okay, Mercedes has a guaranteed pass for Gremory now.
War is an effective teacher.
I understand. I see how this works.
I'll do my best with that.
I've really gotten ahead.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, Mercedes learned Crash the Game. Interesting. And Cyril seems to get Battalion Desperation pretty early. So in terms of, yeah, we did actually unlock quite a few supports from that last one. Hilda and Seteth B, like I kind of guessed. Which means that she now has Bs with everyone. Oh, and I can do that, but again, Dimitri is... How many waiting Well, whenever Dimitri feels like deepening his bonds, I'm gonna probably have a gigantic Dimitri support episode. Oh, this one I've been interested to get.
Flayn, I have another question for you, if you please.
Why do you share a birthday with Saint Seteth? That was the really obvious thing I should have asked the first time, but for some reason I forgot.
Another one, Linhardt? When will you leave me in peace?
A breakthrough has been made concerning your crest. A major crest of Saint Seteth, correct?
Well, yes. I've been trying to keep that quiet.
Part of my interest on this topic is that I possess a minor crest of Seteth myself.
Yeah, I did notice that. Is Linhardt, like, related to her or something?
I am aware.
Possessing a minor crest is uncommon, but not rare among the noble families. However, a major crest of Seteth, that is beyond rare.
Oh, is it?
I am quite curious as to why you were born with such a rare major crest. Given that mine is a minor crest of the same type, it's possible that you and I are distant relations.
So, yeah, I guess genealogy rules are in play here. Yeah, I still don't think that Sylvia and Claude isn't, like, entirely incest pairing. I don't think they're actually siblings. I think she's just very, very distantly related.
You and I, related? I am quite certain that is not the case.
Oh, do you have access to a detailed ancestry? That could be a most useful tome.
And she's like, dang it, I should have burned that, because it says Seteth in brackets, me, at the start of the family tree.
No, I do not. However...
A shame. Oh, to explore one's lineage and investigate such possibilities. Alas, the odds of your being a direct descendant of Saint Seteth are quite low.
Yes, they are! Because the odds of her actually being Saint Seteth are quite high.
The prevailing theory among respectable scholars is that Saint Seteth died, having never married.
Or she is still alive and has never married to keep her as a potential S support option.
It's true she's unmarried. Was unmarried, that is.
Yep, massive epic fails with the tongue there on Flayn's part. You kind of spoiled that.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not a descendant of Saint Seteth. Of this, I can assure you.
Yep, exact words issue. Obviously, she's not a descendant of her because she is her.
While I do not subscribe to your absolute certainty, I do agree your relation to her is highly unlikely. Yet there is some connection between yourself and Saint Seteth.
What was that you were mumbling to yourself?
Nothing. My apologies. Simply thinking aloud. I do hope we can continue this discussion sometime.
He always acts so oddly. It makes me ill at ease.
The thing that I'm wondering, though, is, so, like, if she is Saint Flayn, that makes Seteth Saint Keyhole, and that adds an interesting new layer to that paralogue, because it means those people are like, heretics, you are defiling this ground that is sacred to Saint Keyhole, and then Seteth's like, dude, I am him.
Is that singing?
Huh.
The blue sea glimmers in the dark. The red canyon calls. Goddess, reach in dreams. To her throne she falls. Well, Gilbert, what do you think?
Yeah, I did hear that Manuela did sing in one of her supports, and that her voice actress definitely didn't pull it off as well as Dorothea's did. Yeah, I can kind of agree, unfortunately.
My lady, you were not meant to notice me.
Nobody could miss a good man like you.
Well, he's already taken, unfortunately.
My apologies for interrupting. Please excuse me.
No, Gilbert, hold on a moment. You're not disturbing me, truly. I want very much to know what you thought of my singing. The least you can do is tell me.
You were lovely. You sounded lovely.
Lovely? Is that what you really feel? Please, be honest.
Why would you suppose I was dishonest?
That is not the look of someone who just heard what they deem to be lovely. It hurts my confidence when my voice can't even lure a fleeting smile to your face. It's as though my singing voice has died since stepping off the Middle Franc stage.
But yeah, I guess it's semi-justified in the fact that she hasn't really been a career singer in a while.
My lady Manuela, that could be no further from the truth.
My face just always looks like this. I don't smile. Me and Violet have a lot in common.
If that's the case, then Gilbert, I challenge you to a duel.
Oh no.
My singing versus your iron mask. I will break through, and I will see passion in your eyes.
I thought that she was going to challenge him to a singing duel, and we get to hear him sing.
Why did she leave so suddenly? And what could she have meant by a duel? Something is surely troubling her.
What other Manuela supports do I have? I've got kind of Sylvain, okay. That's probably hilarious. Oh, she has like a doubles A support with Seteth. And she goes all the way up to A with Flayn.
Manuela, a moment?
Oh, hello, Seteth. I must apologize, but I'm quite busy. Perhaps we could talk another time?
I have already confirmed that you have no urgent business. I would like to hear your explanation now.
My explanation? For what?
Allow me to be more specific. Where were you, and what were you doing last night?
I have retracted my original suspicion of Euretha, and I now consider you to be the Death Knight.
Oh, my dear Seteth. You must relax that worried brow. Those forehead creases will ruin your beauty.
Just answer the question, please.
I know that the Death Knight injured you, but you very easily could have faked that.
What question is that? The one you already know the answer to? Last night I had a bit of fun and a bit of drink. Less of one and more of the other, sure, but...
How much you drink is not my concern. But you are an adult who is tasked with the supervision of children. You should not be causing trouble for the students. It is unacceptable for you to expose them to your disgraceful behavior. Even more so to impose upon them the labor of cleaning up your mess.
Oh, don't oversell it. All they did was walk with me back to my room.
From what I hear, you had to be carried.
I'd like to think I'd remember that. If it happened, and it probably didn't, it's not as if I'm heavy. Nobody hurt themselves. Did they? Come on, Seteth. Loosen up. If you're so worried about how I'll behave, why don't you join me for a drink sometime? I mean, I only get in trouble when I drink alone.
If it will help to improve your behavior, I would not object to accompanying you from now on.
Well, that sounds just delicious. What are you doing tonight, around...
But first I will lecture you on all of the intricacies of proper behavior in the supervision of children. And until I am done, you will not drink a drop of alcohol. If you agree to those conditions, I will join you. will even drink with you. Alcohol has little effect on me.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
That is just... You know, getting lectured by you is... Well, I think the word is torture. Yes, that's it. Torture. And I won't have it.
Well, Hilda certainly learned that the hard way.
I'm going to go get a drink and try to forget this ever happened.
How is it that you imagine yourself the tortured one?
And then Seteth accompanies her anyway. But yeah, they have a double A support, which is kind of interesting. Just looking at Seteth supports here. Catherine, Cyril, that could be interesting.
Oh, it's Seteth. I'd better slip away before he...
Ah, I see you are indulging in a bit of reading. You are fond of books, I take it?
Yes, reading's one of my favorite pastimes. I was just finishing up, actually, so I think I'll...
Maybe if I put it away, he won't realize that I'm reading How to Make Him Fall for You in a Fortnight and am trying to try those techniques on Violet.
That is most fortuitous.
Fortuitous? How do you figure?
Come with me. I have a story to share with you. Once upon a time, deep in the cold mountains, there lived a lazy fox and an industrious squirrel.
You know, I was gonna make a joke about something to this effect, and then the game just does it for me. But I was gonna just go with more. Once, there was a lazy girl. She was so lazy that she died, as did everyone. The end.
The squirrel worked tirelessly all day long, while the fox did nothing but lounge around and play. When autumn came, the squirrel hurriedly gathered up acorns for the winter. But the fox continued to play without a care. A biting winter fell upon the land. The mountains, caked in snow, concealed all nourishment from sight. The hungry fox went to the squirrel's dwelling, but the squirrel had locked up tight and gone to sleep. Every so often, the squirrel would wake, enjoy a nibble of an acorn, and then return to an easy slumber. The fox, on the other hand, with nowhere else to turn, was forced to scrounge for food in the bitter cold of the forest. Forlorn and hungry, he wandered in solitude all through the winter, until spring came once more. And so it is to this very day that foxes are denied the comforts of hibernation.
Okay then, that was a sudden way to end that, and kind of harsh in a way. One fox was lazy, therefore all foxes are punished for it. The end.
Learned something about foxes.
By the way, would you like to read this story about foxes I had? It's a story about how Corin went to a forest of foxes and killed them all. Oh wait, that's even worse.
I read lots of fairy tales like that when I was little. But the lazy fox and the industrious squirrel, huh? That one I don't think I've heard before.
That is not surprising, considering I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it?
I did. When Flayn was young, she loved fairy tales more than anything. I would read them to her often.
Oh, finally, Seteth's lost item. Like, one of Seteth's lost items from earlier in the game makes sense. There was like an unfinished fable as one of his. It is kind of cool how they allude to obscure details in support conversations.
This one, however, is a more recent creation. I wrote it for the benefit of the children in the monastery. So, what do you think? I'm curious to hear what sort of impression it made on you.
It's so cute!
You found it to be cute?
I can just see it now. You writing fairy tales for your little sister. That's just the cutest thing. Honestly, to me, you usually come across as stern and overly perceptive. But now I know you have a sweet side, too. I feel like I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
That was actually pretty good. Like, it's just interesting. Like, Hilda has a habit of being positive about a lot of things, and yeah, sometimes she even sees through, I don't know, things that seem kind of blatantly negative, but actually, and I know it was meant to teach her a lesson, but I guess she's already learned that lesson by now in other supports, and it was kind of cool that we learned a little bit more about Seteth in that one. But yeah, I mean, he's probably lying, and that fable's actually thousands of years old, and he's actually Saint Keyhole, who also probably wrote a fable about a boy with a magic key who went and opened all the world's doors. But anyway, oh, I should probably explore today. Lots of large... Yeah, I should probably go and explore. So I get the feeling that this video is going to be incredibly long, like in terms of raw footage, but actually a lot shorter when I edit it down because there's so much that I'm going to have to cut out. Also, just while I'm here before I cut, the fox totally would have just stole all of the acorns. I don't know why they didn't go ahead and do that.
Hey, Professor. It's been a while. Well, actually not that long. If you're here about the reinforcements, no need to worry. I've sorted everything out with my father. If the Alliance agrees to chip in as well, we might have a real chance at victory.
Okay, so Catherine does actually change her dialogue if you do this a bit later in the chapter.
Hey, you.
Still no Veronas! $35 or higher level recommendation, and Annette still crushes these tournaments. Oh wow, House Herresfeld has its own blend of tea.
Tell your friends.
Be sure to tell your friends about me, the totally not evil dark merchant. No. I'm not going to steal their souls. Oh, the only support I got from all of that dining hall action was Felix and Dedue. I guess this is as far as their support goes.
Wait.
What is it?
You defended me in battle. Why?
His Highness does not wish for our military strength to be depleted.
We need everyone at our disposal, even edgelords.
The loss of your strength would be significant.
You are a colossal idiot. One slip up and you would have died. You think you would have been happy about that?
No, I do not.
Dedue is like, I have cheated death once before. Death now means nothing to me.
Then why protect me? I thought you were his mindless weapon, his sword and shield.
I heard about your brother. He was at Dusker. He died to protect his Highness.
He did, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Are you repaying some kind of debt? I hope you're not going to praise his death. I hear enough of that from my old man.
I will not praise it then. Instead, I will say I would have done the same in his position. Is it really so unnatural to put one's life on the line to protect a brother in arms?
To hear a rabid dog call me a brother in arms.
Your insults are merely an attempt to avoid addressing me as what I am. I am a man of Dusker. Yet you were concerned for my life.
Concerned is a strong word. Your death would have been unpleasant, that's all.
Coming from you, that is enough.
What's that supposed to mean? I just meant... Never mind. Okay, go ahead, protect me. But if you act like a fool and get yourself killed, I'll kill you.
How can you kill me if I am already dead?
I will bribe Byleth to rewind time so I can kill you again. Maybe.
You know what I meant.
And he's turned into a tsundere. Oh, that's interesting. I think my professor expertise disappeared once their authority hit B+, because, well, that's higher than Byleth now. That's kind of cool. And no questions. And Ingrid's still angry. So we just passed the 20th of the 4th, and but yeah, that's actually quite a significant date to the series. I kind of forgot about this earlier, but it's the date that this game like starts on. At least its Academy life does.
Look, Professor.
And that's actually the day that the first Fire Emblem was released in Japan, and also Lucina's birthday from Awakening, which, yes, is directly a reference to that. And yes, I've actually put Linhardt on horse riding, because I was like, wait a minute, why haven't I done that? I really want him to be a mounted magic user, because then he has truly fulfilled his destiny as the fusion of Lyn and Reinhardt from Heroes.
This is making sense.
And now I have to do another monster fight. Any new supports? No. Okay. Have we been to Brionac Plateau before? Oh, by the way, yeah, I finally found out what Brionac actually was from Xenoblade 2, and it's actually a terrorist organization. I knew it had some connection to Moradane, but yeah, it's an anti-Moradane terrorist organization. Oh, it's here, okay.
I'll never back down. I'll show you what I can do.
Oh, okay, Swordmaster is mastered, and that gave me Astra, which is a combat art now. I can't actually check out what it does just yet, but I will probably be impressed when I can. Oh, I actually do have Astra. Strikes 5 times at 30% might. Okay, so it's actually nerfed. It's not half might anymore. Minus 10 hit, exclusive to this. Oh, wait a minute. Does that mean that if you reclass out of this, you can't use that anymore? Like, come to think of it, to an extent, that's actually worse than the gauntlets, because the thing with Astra is that you could potentially activate it on every attack, so you could get potentially 10 or even 20 with adept attacks in a single round. Whereas now, you have to elect to use it, and being a combat art, it always hits 5 times, so yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how to feel about Astra in this game. Like, not only do they nerf it in terms of actual damage, it's, again, like, only 5 hits, you might as well use gauntlets. That's 4 hits, and each hit has full might.
Was any of this worth it?
Because, yeah, in earlier games, when you had Astra with, like, a brave weapon, yeah, you could potentially attack 20 times in a single round. Okay, so after I save here, I'm pretty sure we're going to get the intro cutscenes to the next battle. So I'm actually going to leave this part now, and I will see you next time for likely horrible pain and tragedy.